And of course the word bail has all these connotations of criminality that previously didn't exist for asylum seekers.
In the last few weeks, Newsnight has found evidence of systematic problems in the way in which immigration bail has been rolled out. Specifically, the removal of the right to study for many asylum seekers, something that should never have happened. This is what the immigration bail form looks like, complete with a study restriction. And this is what it says will happen to you if you don't
Okay. That's it actually. There's a 5 minutes whole video. I didn't put it because it might makes you bored or something like this. Because Home Office itself is a boring company. As I told earlier that I'm not going to be scared about Home Office, so I'm going to go through with my next slide. Yeah, it will take time, so that's fine.
We can hear you and see the
Yeah, that's fine. If anyone cannot see me, I've got this white, lovely jacket on me. So yeah, let's carry on. So, which universities are providing scholarships at the moment? There are a number of universities providing scholarships in the UK under Article 26, which Catherine has been explained earlier. Some of them are Teesside, Surrey, Sheffield, Oxford, Leeds, Edinburgh, Cardiff, Bristol, Bath, Kent, University of London, and York, and there is lots more on. Surprisingly, in North, we have only Teesside in that list. And I think it's a shame, to be honest. Not because of me, I haven't got any place. I'll go back to it a bit later about my own experience, but I think it's a shame. We always tell all over the UK, the North is the best part in the country, where the most beautiful people come up. But we should be ashamed that we are not participating in that program to give someone access to it. So, moving to the next one, we are going to listen to my story a little bit. That in 2018, in the beginning, I did apply in university through UCAS, which is Teesside University, and the subject I did choose actually, it was not acting at the moment. I chose as a LLB or law. And then in 2018 by March, I was being refused from the university, saying that I can't go back to education. And I emailed to the university saying that I have got this right under Article 8 and the Human Rights Conventions and also the European Conventions. I have got right to study. This is my fundamental right. They said I still cannot study. So what I did, then I tried to go back to lots of organizations who is helping asylum seekers in all over UK. But I find only one of them, Refugee Aid from London. So they came forward and they said they have some of the legal aid team. They can help me through the challenge to Home Office that if I can get back to education. Luckily in May, I got the legal aid for challenging Home Office. I went to the London to challenge this procedure in the court. You guys will be surprised to listen that the Home Office spokesperson was standing on the other side of the court. I was in the other side of the court. My barrister was asking the judge that this guy has been told not to go back to study and education, and Home Office needs to let us know what's the reason. And the guy came in the court, and the Home Office spokesperson, I think he's one of the big boss or something like this, I don't know, he was dressed as a Home Office spokesperson, and he said to the judge, Honorable Judge, can we have 2 more months, then we can let you know why this guy cannot get back to education. And to be honest, the judge got very furious with him and he said, stop your utter nonsense unless you tell me now why this guy cannot go back to education. I need to give him bail, which is a bail condition, bail 201. By the time I got bail 201, But prior to that, by 28th of April, I had to apply for scholarship in Teesside University, which has been designed for asylum seekers. I did apply for scholarships on time. I let them know it will take only 1 week for me to get a decision from Home Office that I can go back to uni. And they accepted my scholarship application, and I got in touch with them in the meantime through May, June, that they said my application is on process for scholarship. But in end of July, they sent me a letter from university saying that we can't give you that scholarship because you didn't make your application on time. It was just a week difference for that. And I was so frustrated because by the time I did my IELTS, which is English language testing system, I've seen a couple of refugees, not asylum seekers, who did IELTS with me, that exam. They got 5.55. I got 6.5, which is the university need was 6, but I got 6.5. But I've seen those refugee status guys who got the same right as the British citizen. They got back to Sunderland University, they got back to other universities. But apart, I got 6.5, which is more above than they get. I couldn't get back to education or university. That makes me so annoyed and anxious that there is something wrong in the system. So I should give it a go, I should campaign about it. Not for myself, probably for all the asylum seekers in the country. And also regarding that challenge which I made with the Home Office. In one time, Home Office couldn't answer me why did they stop me to go back to education. So I went to the upper tribunal because I need an answer. I'm not going to let them go like this. Then they came in the answer saying that we will pay you legal aid cost. Can you please go away? And I said, why did you stop me in the first hand? And I lost my scholarship. I could have been in the uni this time. There is no answer. But one thing I achieved from that when I appealed through the Home Office, according to my case, because I win that case, there is no answer. My case is the landmark case from now on. From after me, asylum seekers are now eligible to go back to higher education. So I try to make the path clear for the future generations. I don't know it will be changed or not, but I will be behind it to chase this up using all of my fellows here, probably from USA as well in future. Okay, so the next one is the immigration bill, which has been published in May after my case was done. And after the next slide, if you can go, it's been said on the second paragraph, the person do not have to be given a study condition permitting or prohibiting study. They must have at least one other condition bill. If there is any doubt over whether they should study restricted, no study condition should be applied. So Home Office has made it clear on the statement after my case in 8th of May. So this is the achievement which we got at the moment. And the next one is, this is the letter from Teesside University. I know it's not clear. Is they say that because you cannot go back to education, we received your application on Teesside Century Scholarships. Unfortunately, your application was not successful on this occasion. So I got this in July, as you can see, 27th of July. And that breaks my heart a lot. Obviously, my dream about an actor in USA as well. But the next slide, sorry, it came up just now. I think it's me in the Times Square, as you can see my poster. 3 times Oscar winner, probably it could be more. And this is my production, which is my dream. I shouldn't put it here. Did you put it? No. Okay. Next slide. About Newcastle University, I did made an application to get access to their library as an asylum seeker, and then got a reply from them, which I will show you in the next slide. Because I was trying to get back to read some books, I need some preparations, I want to get myself busy. you guys can also ask me that there is a central library. Why don't you go there? But the scenario, the real scenario is this. I went to Central Library, like last week, to find a book about Martin Luther King. And to be honest with you guys, they don't have any single book about him. Then I insist that I need a book about him. And then they got that book from archive for me. So anyway, I went to go get some books. I told about it. And the next slide, if you can show that, about Newcastle University. When I applied for, it's not clear. I can show you if anyone wants to see. When I applied to get access to their library, they said, "Thank you for your recent application to join Newcastle University Libraries. Your application for individual reference membership was passed to customer service manager. I'm very sorry to inform you that we are unable to grant you as a free reference access at this time." So as an asylum seeker, I don't have that right as well, just to read a book. This is how the university is treating us. We are not going there to steal something. We are not going there to get their money or anything. And that makes me feeling that I'm being an alien in this country, to be honest. Next slide.
What does it say that I couldn't have?
It said that you couldn't have access to the library.
Sorry, is there a normal rule that they have, like for everyone who isn't a university?
This application was made by me online, and I had the eligibility to claim it because I'm an asylum seeker. I can get a free access to their library, but they said, no, you can't.
Are you not allowed to use Newcastle Library at all? As a visitor, can you not go in and read books without taking them out?
I don't know, because
that's the policy in Sunderland University.
That's what reference access means, and he's been refused reference access. So that's not for lending, it was that they refused him reference access, which is a policy that they should give access to.
Why did they do it in Sunderland University? I go to Sunderland University.
Probably it's different to other universities, but I'm talking about Newcastle because I live in Northeast. It's not possible for me to travel to other universities.
No, why don't you say you've been informed by somebody who uses Sunderland University?
Because I didn't know.
Why don't you reply to Newcastle University and say...
After getting that heartbreaking letter, no one like me will go back to them. This is the scenario.
What about Catherine? What do you think about Northumbria? What if you can't use Newcastle University? What would Catherine say about if you can you use Northumbria University?
Because I don't want to go individually. I have got more people like me. I want to go together now. Do you got me? They didn't give me access as an individual. So my campaign will be from now on against Newcastle University Library. They have to give access if any asylum seekers ask for reference book. I just don't want it for myself. I want for everyone.
He meant Newcastle University Library, not City Library, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make it clear, it's not City Library.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
But I'm surprised that Newcastle
Yeah.
University won.
Well, that's the letter I've got, so
Points after this, yeah.
if anyone wants to see it, I can prove it as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, so for the education of asylum seekers, from my little brain, probably the smartest brain in the world, I have got some proposals, which is for the asylum seekers, which is King's Part 1, King's Part 2. When an asylum seekers came into the country, they should register to the local college. This is what I think myself, according to their educational background, and then admit them 2 days evening school in the college or in the school. And then the King's Part 2 is involved retired veteran teachers and volunteers in the college education. I know lots of like over 60s and over 50s people who are willing to help people like me in education sector. We can use them as a volunteer in the college, and probably after 4 or 5 o'clock in the college, the classes are empty. We can use those empty classes to educate those asylum seekers for a 1 or 2 years basis educational scheme. And then After that, when they achieve their qualifications, we can refer the good students to the higher education in the universities, and the universities will offer them places direct and also offer them scholarship. If that is the way we can go, I think it's more easier for asylum seeker as being asylum seeker. Let's go to the next part. Can we help? Yes, of course we can help. If there is any question about it, you can ask me after I finish actually. Thank you all from me, MD King. Please receive my invitation for 2025 Oscar ceremony, where I'll get Oscar for the first time. Let's dream a good future, an educated nation without racism. Give me an educated mom, I will give you an educated good nation, which is all I think. Being an asylum seeker, lots of times I have to listen to people saying that, why don't you go back to your country? This is a common question for us, people like me. The answer is, from my background, I am a victim of modern day slavery. I was been slaved. I was been trafficked to UK by a lorry. And then I was confined 6 months in a house, which is not normal for a normal human being. I came from that background. So, for other people like me who don't know about the background of an asylum seeker, please do not ask these sort of questions that hurt us a lot. If you want to know, come to us, get mixed with us, be with us 1 or 2 days, then ask us what is your background. Just don't tell us that why don't you go back to home. I can't go back to home because I have exposed those traffickers. They're threatening my parents, they're threatening myself. Apart from knowing those answers, I still listen to those questions from people that why don't you go back to your home? You're nothing in this country. My question is, I'm trying to integrate in this society. You are telling me that asylum seekers doesn't do anything, you don't integrate. I am trying myself to integrate in this society. Are you guys giving me any chance? No. All I achieved is through my struggle. There is lots of people help me. I'm very grateful to them. There is someone who can change this world. Not everyone. But you need to give people a chance, like me. Anyway, I have a page about modern day slavery in the UK. If you want to know more about modern day slavery and how it is going on, there is still around 30,000 modern day slaves in the UK. And we don't know. This is happening in the UK. There is a slave in the UK. Well, being a part of it, I was going through a lot of things in my life. So I have my brochures in the front if anyone wants to get in touch with me about any conference or anything about educational establishments, or if you want to use me as a lobby to give chance to other asylum seekers for scholarships, please get in touch with me. I'll be happy to help with all the references. I'll be happy to help with everyone. And I'm not doing this campaign only for myself. I'm doing it for everyone. And also there is also a reason, because if I got famous probably in future, that will give me, I'll be billionaire very soon. So probably at that time I'll see you guys face from the stage, something like this. This was my sort of little research which I did. I would really appreciate if anyone have any suggestions about it, or anyone wants to help about it, to raise those issues to the universities. Probably you guys have more ideas rather than me. Please let us know. We'll be happy to do it. Thank you. We're going to have some action plan now, which is going to be described by Catherine.
No.
Probably.
It's just an opportunity where we can get together to think about what we're actually going to do about all of this. There's been some suggestions from the forum, but this is why we've got people here tonight. So
we need you to get involved. We need your ideas, so that we can make this a reality, that there can be scholarships that are available to asylum seekers here in the North East. So thoughts, comments, ideas?
Yeah, I might sound a bit radical, but I don't actually believe in the education system. So I'm not saying you should believe what I'm saying or go follow what I'm saying, but people are chasing these dreams sometimes to be indoctrinated further by systems of oppression. Yeah, we're supposed to be at a radical evening, and I'm going, some of the stuff that I've heard is just conformist stuff. You're basically going, let's have more of the same. I want to hear you go, I'm going to follow my career in acting and use that to be an activist. Why follow law? We don't need lawyers. Lawyers are the people that are enslaving us right now. They make a shitload of money based on our misery, and you're going to join them. We need rebels, man. We need people to go, right, I'm going to use my activism and my acting to free people, not join the system, which is all about money. We're talking about tuition fees. What are you getting tuition fees to go and study? You're going to study what they want you to study. They've got the answers. You're not going to reform anything, are you? You're not going to create a new area of learning. You're going to fit into something that they're going to shoehorn you into. I mean, what are we talking about, people?
Well, I agree with you completely, but when it's the only game in town, it's the only game you can play, and it's the only game in town, so what else are they going to do except fight to get into that system? I agree with you totally.